What was loved by poor people until rich people ruined it? Every little cool mountain town in the American West. Living near the coast used to be a poor people thing a long time ago. I'm sure someone already mentioned this, but camping, it used to cost close to nothing to reserve a campsite. Some are still cheap, but now they've gone all bougie and some sites charge you ridiculous fees to pitch a tent in the woods. Same with music festivals in the forests. People would go to get away from bull societal hierarchies and enjoys music and self-expression. Then they got all mainstream and it lost its original meaning. Think Burning Man. Vinyl collecting. It was a dead, cheap to get into industry as a hobby. Now come and get your $50 RSD special Jizz Splatter Chet Baker EP. All types of what was traditionally poor people food. Pork belly, oxtails, etc. All the things that used to be cheap because they were considered to be the trash parts. Now that people realize how delicious they can be, it's driven the price up. Cheap foods, donuts, cupcakes, hamburgers, wings, that have all been given the foodie treatment and went from good cheap eats to gourmet pricing without a corresponding increase in quality. Thrift stores. Affordable housing. Theater used to be the entertainment for the masses and now it's ridiculously expensive and inaccessible to most people. Mexican food, especially simple stuff like tacos and burritos. It used to be the cheap option, especially where I live as there's a huge Hispanic population and lots of great cheap Mexican takeout places. Then all of a sudden tacos became trendy and now places with $5 plus tacos exist and everything went up in price pretty quickly. Brooklyn. The high desert in California. In the 90s my parents moved here from Los Angeles and bought a few houses to rent out. They bought most of the houses for $15,000 or less. In 2009, they acquired some more houses and apartments, about $150,000 tops. Now there is such a huge influx of Los Angeles residents and out-of-state investors that you're ruined if you want to buy a house. A house I almost bought last year for $120,000 just sold for $475,000. The outdoors. So many places used to be difficult to get to, required some level of toughness and grit just to see. More and more people argue that they are entitled to see these places without that. And they're flooding in, paving roads, cramming parking lots full, and trampling some of the most pristine, delicate, untouched areas of the world. I'm not trying to gatekeep these places, but nature sure was. Chicken and waffles. Got some at a place recently that bragged they used hand-breaded chicken strips, aka microwaved nuggets. WTF, just put a piece of fried chicken on there and call it good. The minimalist lifestyle. You're a multimillionaire yet for some reason you live in some squeaky clean, show home apartment with brushed metal everything, and own almost literally nothing. You call this liberating, when the reality is lots of people genuinely can't afford that apartment or indeed any contents for it. Living in cars. Maybe not so much loved, but with housing being the way it is, living out of a car/van is one of the only ways people can get by. The rich trying to capitalize on the boho lifestyle and how freeing it is to go so minimal is gross when the people in the car beside them are just trying to get by. People can't afford rent and a car to get to work, somehow rich people stepped in to make that look appealing. Thanks for listening. Subscribe for more daily videos.